the depths of Craftworld Ulthwé, the Eldar Farseer Taldir foresaw the return of the Necrons and their campaign of galactic genocide. She had driven the Imperial Guard on Lorn 5 against this ancient foe, but the threat remained real. When the Necrons rose on Cronus, Taldir faced a new problem. This planet on the galaxy's edge was beyond the reach of the Eldar webway. Instead of traveling from the Craftworld via this ancient system, Taldir's forces arrived aboard her wraith ship, the Vision of Lilith. This alien vessel hid at the edge of the system while an advance party took a small shuttle to the frozen wastes of Tyria. There, they erected special gateways linked to the holds of the Vision of Lilith. The Eldar found the planet in a sorry state. The Necrons were on the march, and the assortment of other powers on Cronus could not be trusted to stop them. Abandoning her habitual manipulations, Taldir ordered her forces to begin an all-out conquest of Cronus. If none of the Mon-Kai would stop the Necrons, the Eldar would do it themselves.
Are the troops ready?
Yes, Arnell. The Earthcast is completing construction of the Mon-Kai command post. Our armored units are ready to deliver the killing blow.
And our Groot allies?
Also ready, Arnell. The Kayun command post in the city's Groot quarter is prepared, and the Shapers have readied the finest of their warriors. Stealth teams are taking position across the city, ready to strike where the enemy is weak. And Groot packs will defend the streets and meet the enemy head on.
Excellent, Commander. Patch me through to the troops, please.
Soldiers of the Firecast, Groot and Mespid allies, today we stand as a bulwark against the selfish, the soulless, and the mad. Today, we must drive back our enemies from our city and from our world. Today, more than ever before, we fight for the greater good, and we will triumph.
Dead. We cannot win. Fall back, now! All forces, fall back. Evacuate the city. We will return, Arnell, to Tau for burial. There is nothing left for us here.
assault on Asharis pitted speed against speed and stealth against stealth. Ultimately, it was the ancient sorceries of Taldir and her seer council that prevailed over the alien technologies of the Tau defenders. The death of the Tau's ethereal ruler broke the morale, and Taldir simply allowed Shas Hokais to withdraw from Cronus. The Eldar showed utter contempt for their enemies, and simply left Asharis to its fate once the Tau had withdrawn. In the wake of the battle, humans freed from centuries of alien bondage took to the streets and exacted some measure of justice upon the Tau civilians left behind. Revenge led to madness, and soon Asharis was ablaze. Farseer Taldir having as much concern for the lives lost there as a man might for the ants under his feet.
Fifth Company, this is the moment of truth. You will not fear. You will not falter. You will not give a single step to the enemy.
But sir...
If you will not serve in combat, then you will serve on the firing line.
Enemies of the Imperium, hear me. You have come here to die. The immortal Emperor is with us, and we are invincible. His soldiers will strike you down. His war machines will crush you under their treads. His mighty guns will bring the very sky crashing down upon you. You cannot win. The Emperor has given us his greatest weapon to wield. So make yourselves ready. We are the 1st Cronus Regiment, and today is our victory day.
Longer. We can't allow the Titan cannon to fall into their hands. Overload the core.
For the Emperor!
Taldir's manipulation of the Imperial Guard on Lorne 5 had resulted in her branding as an enemy of the Imperium. General Lucas Alexander had led his troops against her ever since. When the Farseer at last sent her troops into Victory Bay, both sides knew that this long chase was finally over. Alexander's men fought with bravery until the end, but the Eldar's combination of stealth, speed, and alien ruthlessness overwhelmed them. The hunt for Farseer Taldir ended with the swing of an alien blade. The tech priests in Victory Bay sabotaged the great Hellstorm cannon there, lest it fall into Eldar hands. But the Farseer still ordered her Bone Singers and Guardians to load the mighty gun with distort charges. When these warp power weapons detonated, they shattered the cannon into countless pieces. If there was any hope at all of ever restoring this mighty weapon to the Emperor's service, the Eldar dashed it forever.
The enemy is at our doorstep and thinks he can push us off this world.
He is already gloating. He can taste his victory. But what he fails to see is that we will make this his last meal. The Chief Librarian has ordered the purge of this world to protect our chapter's secrets. Are we to retreat with our duty unfulfilled? Are we to let a black mark stain the banner of the Blood Ravens? I say that we will not. I say our enemies will regret the day they ever decided to face us in battle. Our battle barge orbits overhead and will rain the Emperor's holy fury upon our opponents. More of our brothers will come to join the fight. But as ever, our enemy outnumbers us. Each of you must be an army in your own right. Veterans of the First Company, the finest of the entire chapter, stand with us. Let their valor guide your fire into the enemy's heart. Remember that we are Blood Ravens, brothers. We have all sworn to protect fonts of hidden knowledge. Each one of us must fall before handing this word to the enemy. The Emperor is with us. The unknown Primarch is with us. They have come for our blood, but they will drown in their own.
Seed must be preserved. Get Captain Fuel to the Thunderhawk. Understood. Join the Brother Apothecary. We will cover your escape. And you? We cannot allow the enemy to claim our relics. This area must be cleansed with orbital fire. The chapter will honor you, brother. There is no one to be had in defeat. But someone must deliver the targeting beacon. Orbital control. Lock onto this beacon and fire. Full power.
The Eldar assault on North Vandia broke the back of the Blood Raven's presence on Cronus. Not only did Taldir's forces kill many of the finest warriors in the chapter, but they claimed many of the relics the Blood Ravens were so anxious to hide. Although Chaplain Miklas sacrificed himself to destroy at least some of the chapter's dark secrets, others fell into Eldar hands.
Taldir's warlock's treatment of the corpses of fallen space marines was even more galling to the surviving Blood Ravens. As if expecting them to be the source of some pestilence, the alien sorcerers incinerated every last Blood Raven body left in North Vandia. This made any planned operations to return to Cronus and recover the gene seed from the fallen battle brothers pointless. The chapter vowed revenge for the loss of its valuable gene stock.
We must retreat.
Creatures, at long last you have found the tranquility of death. I was like you once, clinging to life and blood. I uncovered the truth. I too shuddered and paled with fear. Deep in these catacombs, I was remade. Here, my brethren slumbered for eons, while the living grew like weeds. My lord knew this day would come. He had plans for us all. We would purge this world once more. So come, poor victims of life. We will grant you tranquility in these crypts. Cronus will be a tomb world once more. Escaping. My lord, the living have... Taldir personally led her forces into the catacombs of the Necrons and delivered the massive plasma bomb that collapsed the catacombs, bringing tons of rock down on her foes and many of her own warriors. Perhaps to atone for this, she also led the efforts to recover the remains of the fallen. During this somber triage, Taldir uncovered the Tomb of the Lost, a crypt built eons ago by the Necrons to enshrine the remains of their victims. Within were the remains of several ancient Eldar, warriors in the First War against the Necrons. Taldir would return these to Ulthwé with great ceremony. Perhaps it was the presence of such antediluvian relics that drove the Farseer to complete her conquest of Cronus. Even with the Necrons defeated, she drove her forces forward into the territories as yet unconquered. No rock could be left unturned, she said, lest the Necrons rise anew on this world. You can sneak about without me boys seeing ya? You think you can come for me, Ed? Orcs is never beaten in battle. Shut it, you grot! The rest of them are coming and we got to be ready. Tell the boys there's some killing to do. I made them big banners to remind the clans that they better keep their boys in line. I don't want no squigheads looking to fight me when the enemy's right here. Go guts is the war boss. Got it, you mudsuckers? This here voicey box let him talk to you. So open your ears. Listen up, you grots and squids. They's coming for us like we some kind of human kits, but we ain't. We's the orcs, and this here is gonna be one great fight. So get your choppers and your shooters ready, boys, cause there's some killing to do. Head crushers, you ready? Foot stompers, medicine shop's ready! Burner boys, you wanna fight? Rocket Rangers, you in it or what? And what about you, Quick Mix? You gonna let the other runts get all the good fighting done? That's right, we gonna crush 'em all. This here is a right and proper war! Surprise for you.
The boss? Who's getting shot up?
Ain't you the master of the obvious? Use explosives.
The what?
The bomb, you kid. The bomb. Always have your tunnels dug and ready. You sure is smart, boss. Shut it, you git. I got me a whole war to rebuild. Now get me the gawk off of this here planet.
Taldir's forces struck like a razor-sharp blade into the heart of the great orcish horde, decapitating the Wa and plunging the remaining orcs into destructive infighting. Showing their contempt for the brutish warriors, the main Eldar force withdrew from the Green Coast immediately after it had disposed of Warlord Gorguts.
Only a small cadre of rangers and a single warlock remained in the jungle, using their chameleoline cloaks and other devices to remain hidden from the warring clans. Anytime a chieftain seemed to be gaining enough stature to assemble the orcs into a viable force, the rangers assassinated him, plunging the wild aliens into another cycle of infighting. Meanwhile, the warlock Inimaya, a member of Taldir's Seer Council, repeatedly offered poisonous aid to various orc chiefs, sending them at each other's throats and keeping the race as a whole weak.
With the 37 keys of Tzeentch, we open the way for our brothers. With the 1,000 whispers of Slaanesh, we call to them. With the 12 plagues of Nurgle, we fell their enemies. And with the mighty axe of Khorne, we cut open the world for them.
Yes, come forth to bear the word of chaos. Hear my warnings, unbelievers, carried to your minds by the power of the Prince of Excess himself. We have raised altars in this land, so that we may sacrifice you to our gods. Veterans of 10 millennia of unholy war wait to grind you beneath the treads of their mighty boots. The chosen of Khorne hunger to add you to their bloody tally. The blood god himself has marked this land and will claim your skulls for his throne. There is no hope in opposing the inevitable. Put down your arms, unbelievers. and bow before the forces of chaos undivided.
It is a poor shepherd who blames his flock, Apostle. This failure is yours and yours alone.
No, I will not go to the Basilica of Torments again.
Fear not, Apostle. The Basilica is reserved for those who may redeem themselves.
No. No!
You will have no such chance.
Although the Necrons were Farseer Taldir's true prey, the Eldar hatred for the ruinous powers of Chaos was almost as great. Legends hold that the Chaos God, Slaanesh, was born from the fall of the original Eldar civilization, and Taldir's followers were anxious to beat back the human heretics who worshipped such a creature.
Taldir's most senior aspect warriors led the drive into the Deimos Peninsula, singing the name of the Eldar war god, Kayla Menshakain, as they cut through the madmen, traitor space marines, and demonic filth arrayed against them. With the Chaos Gates closed and the word bearers broken, Taldir ordered her aspect warriors to withdraw. Her warlocks then performed a great cleansing rite. From orbit, kilometer-long runes appeared in bright fire, announcing the Eldar victory for all to see.
The alien mind is strange and mysterious, and Farseer Taldir proved this once again upon her conquest of Cronus. The Eldar had broken all who stood before them, driving back men, alien, and heretics alike. Cronus was theirs. However, instead of securing their hold on the world, or enacting some final gambit, they simply vanished, like the ghosts of legend.
The Eldar returned to their ship, the Vision of Lilith, which evaded all attempts to track its exit from the Cronus system. Taldir left behind her a planet in anarchy, littered with the corpses of her enemies, and destined to become a lawless backwater for centuries to come. Perhaps that had been her intention all along. Perhaps Cronus itself, and the warlords who might have arisen there, were the threat Taldir had long foreseen and finally defeated.
The truth, like the Farseer's ultimate fate, remains a mystery.